I still don't know about the right position. I don't know. Well, it is kind of like it's sunny kind of, but it's like it's not really bright, but it was 63 degrees driving home from church this morning or this afternoon. I noticed that 63 degrees. Uh, it's not even supposed to break 40 tomorrow, I believe. So I got things I got to do today because tomorrow's not going to be a very good working day. Um, I'm going to wait and see if anybody shows up to explain my title. I was kind of hoping that what I did it wouldn't shake the screen, but it did. It has been a very, very busy week. I'm still trying to sort out electrical issue, not electrical. I mean the technical stuff. I haven't tried to take the card out of the camera and see if it'll upload into the computer yet. I've got a video that I managed to finish editing on the new computer. Um, it's on. What we did is we put my old hard drive in a hard drive case so I can access it because that hard drive is significantly larger than the one that came with this computer. So so all my videos are on that hard drive, and so I've got to be able to work through that. Um, it's got to be connected. Got to have that hard drive connected to the computer, and then I have to have anything that I'm working on saved to that hard drive. It can't be saved to the hard drive on the computer itself because it's such a small hard drive. Um, so it's on my pad. Anyway, so I'm working through that, trying to make sure I got that squared away. Um, it's there on the hard drive, the finished video. I just gotta get it uploaded, and that involves having the hard drive plugged into the computer, and it's got to be plugged into a power source, and it's a little bit more complicated than what it used to be. Um, so hopefully, I'll get it all ironed out and it'll be better, and then hopefully I can see what I've got on here. I have a feeling that this thing is like, yeah, the battery's dead. If I don't use the camera, I have to recharge the batteries. Even if I don't use the camera, it just the batteries drain. Even if the camera's not being used, the batteries drain. So I'm hoping I didn't make a mistake with this particular camera. Um, but I don't know. Um, I got to take it out and put it on the charger. I guess I got things I want to record. I don't know if I can plug this into an outside power source. I think I can actually. I think I can charge it while it's in the camera. Yeah, it's got a USB on the back here. I wonder if I can hook it up to an external battery and use it while it's being charged. I have to look into that and see. Well, I don't have the video up, but it has been a very eventful week. Um, I got the water transferred from the single tank that's off by itself. It was almost full, and so I transferred the water from that, most of the water, not all of it, but most of it, from that tank to the stacked double tanks, so that we would have um, more to fall back on. That's what I'll do is that single tank back at the back of the cabin will be used as a backup water supply. Um, And so I got the water in there. We're supposed to have rain coming in tonight, and it's supposed to be raining into tomorrow afternoon. So I'm hoping that will fill it beyond the bottom tank and fill it all the way into the second tank. If I got everything done right, hopefully, um, it'll work. So, I'm just kind of like, see how it works out. I've got and my air vent going up above the top level of the tank above it. Okay. And it does U and then comes back down. Um, I don't know if I got to cut that off, um, or if it'll create a siphon. Um, I'm thinking that it won't, because it's got it's above. Well, in mine, I may have to cut that off because I don't need it creating a siphon and siphoning all my water out of the tank. Um, Maybe I'll poke a hole in it or something. I don't know, because I was thinking about using it as an overflow as well, but I'm just not sure the way water acts, because it does act like it will siphon. I may have to cut that pipe. It may be too long, and it may be a problem. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut that pipe. It's just too long. So that's on the agenda. I don't think it's going to be a problem tomorrow, because I don't know how much rain we're going to be getting, and I just, yeah, I don't. If I get to it today, I'll get, then I'll trim the pipe. I think I had planned on trimming it. I just haven't gotten around to it. Really wasn't a problem. So anyway, so that's all ready to go. I had to get plumbing pieces for the backup tank, so that we could hook a hose to it. So now that's done. That's set up. That is, nothing more is going to be going on with that. But but when we get the wood stove moved out of the way, then I can set up the other tank at the other front corner here, so that we'll have 3 tanks that will be hooked up to the pump. Now, this week, I did conquer my fear. One of my biggest fears has been electricity. Okay. Not the switches and plugs and stuff like that, but messing with the wiring. Okay. This week, I hear Chucky. I wonder where he is, because he wasn't there with the goats. He wasn't there with the goats when we came in. Anyway, yeah, so I was scared to death of doing wiring. And I can't tell you how many videos I watched on YouTube. And I asked somebody else that knew about it, and excuse me, and they were like, yeah, oh, it's easy. You just do this and this and this, and it's a piece of cake, you know. But the thing is, I also had to add breakers into the breaker box. Scared me to death. But like I said, I watched many videos on YouTube. It's like making sure I had it right. Okay. And so the lights that I have on right now up here, they are plugged into the outlets that I installed myself. I am just like thrilled. The way I had light up here is I would run an extension cord up from down below, from the main floor outlet that the electrician had installed. Okay, not the extension cord, but the outlet. But I just run the extension cord up here, and that's how I had anything electrical up here. Well, now I can plug it in. I've got an outlet back here, right behind me, or kind of behind me back here. And I've got an outlet over by the window, and I got an outlet on the opposite wall. And then in the middle of the cabin, there's two more outlets um, on both sides. Okay, so it's four outlets. So I put seven outlets upstairs here that I added to the breaker box, and then I also added the outlet for the pump. So that was nerve wracking because I had to drill a hole through my wall. And then I had to chisel the wood away because the siding is kind of has a bit of a curve to it because it's log cabin siding. Well, the box wasn't setting right, and it was kind of an odd kind of box. Like I was kind of expecting to have it mounted inside the wall, okay, and have the outlet just flush on the outside. Well, this box was a little bit weird, and the way you had to install it, it had you could add flanges to the back of the box, but you couldn't add them to the front of the box. It's like, well, how am I supposed to mount this? Because I couldn't add a 2x4 there because of the electrical box, and it would have to sit in a little bit deeper. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. And so I finally figured, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mount it on the outside of the siding, and I'll just drill a hole just big enough to get the wire through. Okay, so it came through the wall and then straight up to the breaker box. Okay, and I had to chisel away some of that wooden siding and screwed it in real good. And then I had an old tube of caulking. Okay, and the tube of caulking was cracked. I've had it for that long, and it was sitting in a box of tools. And well, what I did is I just wrapped the caulking with packing tape. Okay, because I just needed to be able to caulk around that box. Because I didn't want water to get in behind the box and get into the box, and also, you know, mess up the wood of the siding. So the box is caulked. I managed to get enough caulking so I could get that done. Okay, so that was easy getting that into the breaker box. I mean, I got the little wire collars and stuff that you have to put in the pop outs on the electrical box there, and it's like I did all that. I did it, and I got it all connected, and I get it connected correctly. Well, that was wonderful. And then I had to move an electrical box, an outlet rather. I had to move an outlet that was downstairs because it was in the way of where the wood stove's going to go. I just had to move it over a couple of sections of the 2x4s. So, and it was fun, but I found that the one wire was plenty long enough that I could get it over with no problem. But the other wire that tied into the other outlets, which would have been the power source, it was too short. My outlet would have been up high on the wall. So, okay, what to do? What to do? Um, well, I created a junction box. I had an extra outlet box that I don't know if it was the right thing to use or not, but that's what I had. Um, and I mean, I had bought it because I thought I had miscounted my blue boxes. And when I went in to get another blue box, they didn't have any blue boxes. They were all beige. Okay. So I got this beige box. Okay. And I said, well, I can make that into a junction box. I don't know if it's the right thing to do or not, but it seems to me I remember seeing my father do something like this. And I'd seen it done on YouTube. And, so, okay, you just got to connect the right wires together. Okay. So I did that. And I put it in. I got to get a cover for it because I didn't have a cover. I still don't have a cover for the junction box. I have to get one maybe tomorrow. But I went down and put the outlet in. I had the wiring all done. It was all connected correctly on the outlet. Okay. And I plugged in the lamp to see if it was working, and it wasn't working. It's like, great, what do I do? Well, my son had one of those tools that you plug into the electric socket that tells you if there's a problem. And what it was saying was that the ground and the hot were not were reversed. Well, no, they weren't. I pulled the outlet out and I looked at it and said, no, they're exactly where they're supposed to be. I got to thinking, oh, well, I know that when I put the wires together at the junction box, that I put the white with the white, the black with the black, and the ground with the ground. I know I did that. I think, well, I'll come up and check it. Maybe maybe something's not connected right. So I came up and I checked it. Sure enough, one of the ground wires had come loose and one of the black wires had come loose. And yes, I turned the breaker off before I messed with it. Okay. So I had the wire nuts, so I had to take the wire nuts off. And this time, like, according to the instructions on the wire nut bag, it said that you did not have to twist the wires together before you use the wire nut, that the wire nut would do that. So I took them at the word, okay, and I just, put the wires together. There's total 3 wires per nut, and I twisted them, okay, and okay, good. But apparently when I pushed it into the box, it wasn't good enough, and those wires came loose. So, oh, hi, Cal. As long as you connect the right wires, as you said, it should be okay. But if they run on different power levels, no, they're all in the same power level. I made sure of that. No, what it was is when I pushed the wires back in, they weren't twisted well enough, apparently. So this time I took the wires and I even redid the white one, which is the neutral, and I just completely redid that. I took my pliers and I twisted the wires together really good, and then I put the wires nuts on, and it seemed much tighter, and they stayed together. I put the wires back in the box and checked the outlet this time, and this time it worked. It was wired correctly. So I did it. I actually got all the electrical stuff done. Okay. And I was like, that was a major fear of mine, really. Which is why it took me so long to do it, because I was just terrified that I was going to burn the house down. Okay, and I didn't want to do that, or I was going to electrocute myself at the breaker box. But it was really easy. I plugged in that. I was really careful at the breaker box to make sure that I didn't touch anything that wasn't supposed to be touched, and I put the ground where the ground was supposed to be, and the neutral where the neutral was supposed to be, and the hot wire, I connected that to the breaker before I stuck it in the breaker box. And like, I don't know if this is done by a regular electrician, I don't know, but before I plugged it into the breaker box, I shut the breaker off. Okay, because I wasn't going to take any chances. So then of it going. So anyway, so I stuck it in the breaker box. I connected it. The first time I did that, I didn't have it quite right, and it wasn't going in. Okay, no, I guess I got to put that in a little bit tighter, and I got it in. So there's 3 new breakers in the breaker box. One for that side of the cabin, one for this side of the cabin, and one I have its own breaker for the pump outlet, because that will handle the pump and a heat source for the pump, because it's supposed to not be exposed to freezing temperatures. So that was the plan. Okay, because there's going to be a heat source in the little pump house I'm going to build. So anyway, so that fear is done. Now, my next fear of being, yes, I've done some plumbing, like over at the tank, the rainwater catchment tank by the barn. That's plumbed so that I can do different things with it. And that was fine, but this is going to be under pressure. Okay. And this is with a pump, and I got to make sure I have everything run. Okay. I've had to wire my daughter electric cooker in. Okay. Glad I took acting classes years ago, as I was so very nervous. I hear that. I hadn't done it in a while. Luckily, Mama came through. And so explosions. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I tell you, it can be scary, because if you don't do it right, yeah, it can be a problem. It can be a problem. So, thankfully, both what you did and what I did so far, well, the lights are working, So, and I plugged in a oh, I hear, yeah, it looks like there's critters going up the driveway. I have a driveway alarm. Um, and we don't get very many visitors here, and it's the goats and Chucky and Sheba. They set off the alarm all the time because they go up there. They go up the driveway, and then they turn and they go up the hill because they're looking for, this time of year there's acorns. Okay, and I think there still is some acorns if they haven't eaten them all. Plumbing, however, I have no clue. Yeah. Well, I know the water's got to go through the pipe. Okay, that much I know. And the water's got to go from the tank to the pump, and then from the pump in the house. And it's like, hi, Little Creek, welcome. So so anyway, that's next on my agenda. It's supposed to be well, today, Sunday afternoon, and I probably won't be doing anything with it today. I've got to go. I've got to make sure that there's plenty of hay in the goat barn and the buck barn, because we've got rain coming in tonight, and it's going to be most of the day tomorrow. So the goats probably will not be coming out. So I got to make sure they have plenty of hay, and of course I got to make sure that the water for the goats, the does, that it's clean. They keep pooping in it. I got to figure out something with that because I guess it's too low. But the chickens are appreciating it because right now I had to turn off the water for the chickens, because because one of them knocked one of the chicken nipples out. So it drained the whole water barrel. I just hear a noise out there. I think they're watching a ball game or something. Anyway, so they drained the whole barrel for the chicken coop because because I don't know. I could have sworn it was an animal. I don't think anybody came down. I don't know. I hear my son talking over there. It's usually very quiet around here, except for the animals. So anyway, so I have additional nipples that I can put in there. I don't know what happened to the one that they knocked out, so I'll have to put some Teflon tape on it and stick it back in there. So and then I can, hopefully the rain that we get tonight and tomorrow will fill that up to where it'll run for the chickens. So I got to make the chickens have to be. I got to let them out every day. Now sometimes I leave them in, the odd day just to make sure that they lay their eggs in the nesting box. Well, eaten okay. Oh, my goats used to poop in their water till I raised it up higher. Got to put it higher so they can't reach it with their butts. Yeah, is like, you know what? And it probably, thing is, I have to. The bedding's starting to get a little high, and I don't have a piece of wood because I gotta have the waterer below where the tanks are. Okay, I've got two barrels connected together, and so I've got to make sure that the bowl is under that level. So because it's all gravity fed, so I have it at the lower end of the barn, but the bedding's starting to build up. And I think that's part of it. But also, I think it does need to be up a little bit higher, and I'd have to add some wood to it because we've got the wood for the framework of the barn. It's metal siding, so your wood goes this way and this way, okay, and then there's just metal in between the two wood pieces. Okay, so see, rain Rain coming in around 6. I have my buckets out. Oh, good for you. Yeah, and by 6 o'clock, the goats will all be in, and everybody will be fed, and we'll be in having our dinner. So, I haven't checked to see what when it's supposed to hit our area, but it's probably close to around 6 o'clock. Clean out the area just under the water area so you can get. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm gonna have to try to do. But I think I'm still gonna have to raise it a little bit, which means I'm gonna have to add some wood to it. Yeah, I've got some wood I can probably do that with. It's just a matter of getting it done. Um, but so long as they don't, poop in it, it's fine. I've seen them all drink out of it. I've seen the chickens drink out of it. So it's just every now and then I just have to keep tabs on it. It's easy enough to drain. It's just a little bowl like this. It was one of my subscribers sent it to me, and I can't remember who it was now that sent it to me. It's one of two people. Anyway, so it's in there, and like I said, it's only about that big, and it's got a plug in the bottom, so I could just take that plug out. It's easy enough to put in and take out, and it drains out, and I wash it out real good, and it's not a strong flow coming out of there right now, so just a nice little trickle, but it fills up. So I put mine up on milk crates. Oh yeah, well this is it's screwed into on the back of it. Okay, so it's a wall mounted waterer. I was debating on whether or not I should mount it on the outside of the barn. I don't know. I'm still debating on it. I'm debating on a lot of things because I need to make that barn a little bit better. See, I've got Sheba's stall in the doorway, okay, to the one side. So she's got her space. Now this year I don't necessarily have to do this, but come spring I may have to separate a kid, I'm hoping, from a mother. And that would be Daisy, because she's my my dairy goat. And I'm hoping that she is bred. I'm not sure, because Billy has been very attentive to her over multiple days, and I'm just not sure if she's been bred. I mean, I know that he's done the deed, but I'm not sure if she's gotten pregnant. Crates. I would leave it inside for rainy days that they won't go outside. Yeah, that's why I was a little bit hesitant. What I would like to do is have like I did for the run-in for the horses. I would have a just a shelter, just a roof coming out from the barn. Okay, like here's the barn, and there's the doorway. Okay, and have just the roof come out. Okay, and just supported by posts, no walls or anything, just a rain shelter. So that would give them a little bit more dry space. That's what I was thinking about doing. The north side is at the back of the barn, so I don't have to worry about that. So I don't know. I've got some time. That probably wouldn't be done till spring. Can you raise your water tank any? No, because I have it up as high as I could put it, because it's low in the back where the roof slants down, and I've got the barrels laying on their side and as high up as I could put them. Okay, knowing that I was going to have a gravity fed system. And I mean, I think I've got a little bit of leeway. I can probably raise it a couple of inches, maybe as much as 6 inches, and I think it would still be good. So it's just a matter of getting the wood installed. But right now my focus is on trying to get the plumbing done so I can have running water before Christmas. That's what my goal is. So then I can switch gears from the house to the animals again, because I still have a chicken coop I need to build, because I got way too many chickens for the size of the coop I've got, and I've got half of my chickens are roosting up in a tree. So far so good. I've only lost one chicken that I know of, and that was Trump, the lavender rooster with orange feathers. I've lost Trump, so I'm sure a predator got him. But the predator could have gotten him if he went off somewheres. Okay, just hunting for bugs. I hear kids. Oh, yeah. Oh, one of the kids calling from mom. I tell you, the kids are so cute. I don't know how I get any work done around here with 4 little kids running around here. I mean, they are just, when I let them out in the morning, you should see, they're running and jumping and, they're doing acrobatics on the hillside and on the milking stand that I have outside the pen right now because I don't need it. And they're just running and jumping on each other and the goats. And so, and then of course they get to the point where, you know, they're playing fine, but then after a while they want mom, so, and it's kind of cute. I see them out there. Um, and I hear the mamas calling to them. Easily distracted, but it's like, I don't know how I get any work done with watching these kids play all day. uh, so anyway, I'm probably gonna, one of the things I want to do today is I want to sit down and I need to draw out a plumbing diagram so I know what pieces I need. I know that I need the metal pieces for connecting to the pump. It says do not use plastic, so I'm assuming that they're threaded. I got to take a closer look. So I guess I'll probably get some brass pieces, and then from the brass, then I guess I can use the plastic tubing, the PVC pipe. And I don't know if I should use PEX going from the pump into the house, or if I have to do something between the pump and the PEX. I'm hoping I can figure that out when I get to Lowe's. And I've been going back and forth about whether I should look for PEX A or stay with PEX B. PEX B is what they sell at Lowe's. And that's got different kind of connectors. So I just got to make sure that I have the right size of everything. And then I have to get the wall board up, and I can't do that until it stops raining because I have to cut the wall board outside because there's no room inside the house to be able to cut the wall board. Not with people living here anyway. If we weren't living here, yeah, sure, I could do it. But but anyway, so then I have to get the wall board up. I don't have to do the whole kitchen area right now. I just have to get the wallboard up where the sink is going to go. Okay, so that's the back wall where the electrical panel is and the hot water heater. Got to breathe. Needs taking out the oven. Oh, to catch another live soon. Oh, well, thank you for stopping in, and I bet you that bread smells real good. Anyway, so I'm just hearing the kids and they're just too cute. Oh, I tried really hard to get a video of the kids playing yesterday, and it's like, and of course, by the time I get my phone out and I go through the rigmarole and get the camera set up, of course, then they stop playing. It's like one of these days I'll get a video of them playing because they are just too cute, So anyway, yes, I got to plan out my plumbing, and I got to get the wallboard up in that area where the sink is going to go, so I can get the sink plumbed in. So because I'm being very careful and making sure I know exactly how things have to go and where the joints have to be and stuff like that. And I'm being very meticulous about my measurements and stuff like that, trying to be really, really careful. It's taken me a lot longer than probably would someone who knows exactly what they're doing and they've done it for, as a career or something, but this is the first time for me. So I'm trying. It's taking me so long because I'm trying to be really careful that I do it right and don't screw it up. Okay, because if I screw it up, that's going to be a problem. And I also have to have the pump house built before I can actually let the water run through the pump. Okay, because I mean we're in winter, and it says it's not supposed to be in freezing conditions, so I have to make sure that is ready and set. Okay, so um, that is where my concentration is going to be over the next week or two. Like I said, I'm hoping I can get it done by Christmas. I'm hoping I can get it done by Christmas. It would be so nice to have it done by Christmas. And then I can concentrate on everything else. I mean, it's been 3 years, over 3 years now that we've been living here with no running water, and I am so done with it. I'm like so close, this close to it. And how long have I been saying this? I've been saying this for a while now. Well, we're definitely getting the rain. And I've looked at the long distance forecast. So we've got more rain coming this month. So and I'm not too worried about having the water. I'm sure we'll have the water. Um, it's just getting the plumbing going right. I tell you, I don't know what I'm gonna do with running water. It's like when you've gone so long without it, and it's so close, so close. But anyway, get off from that. Another thing that I did today, not today, I did it yesterday, is I wanted to run board fence from the barn down to the water tank, the water trough that the animals use. And I got fence boards and I got the fence post, and I got it in yesterday. I had 2 holes. I had to put in 3 posts, and I had 3 holes where I was able to use the power auger, and that was nice. But the middle post was right at the edge of an old stump. It's like, there's going to be old roots down there. It. And with that power auger, if it catches on something, it could do you some harm. So, okay. Well, I had to dig that one by hand because I had to see where the roots were and be able to cut the roots out. And it proved to be not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. But I managed to get it done, and then the others I used the auger. Now, I didn't check for plum on these posts. I just kind of eyeballed it because they're inside. So that's what I'm doing. I got the boards hung, and because I could only fit 8-foot boards in my truck, I didn't have a way of transporting 16-foot long boards. So the guys cut them in half at the sawmill. So I had 8-foot boards. And that's what I used. So I had to make sure that my posts were within 8 feet of each other. Okay. And actually the first post, because it was on a hill, my auger walked a little bit, not just a little bit, but enough to where most of the boards weren't going to fit. 12th bad weather could be here. They're saying could be tornadoes. Oh, really? Can you believe that? Wow. Yeah, I know they were talking ice up north, but it looked like we weren't going to get too bad. But I will definitely be looking. Wow, we don't need tornadoes for sure. Hopefully we don't get them. Hopefully they're just blown it way out of proportion. It's not going to be anything significant. I hope not. But I am also hoping that my wood stove is installed before then. I don't know. I got to call the guy tomorrow and see if he thinks he's going to be able to get here this week. I would really like to have it installed this week. I did get the wall board on when I moved that outlet. I did get the wall board up, and I got another piece of wall board I got to put up that's going to be spaced out an inch away from the wall. So yeah, I hope not to. We don't need it. The rain, I'll take the rain, okay? Because it's been a little on the dry side, but For obvious reasons, I want the rain. But yeah, we don't need the winds and the gusts and the tornadoes. No, don't need that. That don't surprise me one bit. Oh, okay. Yeah. I hope we don't though. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's that time of year where, the weather's it can be nasty, Of course, tornadoes we don't usually get this time of year. I don't think we usually get those in the summer when you have more threat of thunderstorms. But of course, we have had the temperatures are like going like this, like um, it's going to be get cold starting tomorrow. The temperature is going to drop tomorrow, um, after the rain, I think, and then they're going to gradually build up again for the weekend, and then it's going to go down again. So yeah, that would be where we would get the unsettled weather patterns, and possible thunderstorms, because you got the cold and the hot coming together, and that's what happens. Oh man, what a mess, huh? So anyway, so I got my board fence up. It's not up. I had the wrong kind of screws. I've got interior screws, and it seems to me I think that when you're screwing into Jetstream acting like man-made. I don't know. I know people say that that the man's messing with it, but I've seen the Jetstream do some strange things over the years, and I just don't think that we have the ability to control the weather. I just don't think we do. I mean, that's just my opinion, and it's for what it's worth. It's the temperature fluctuations that bring the tornadoes. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, I know that in the last days that things get crazy, strange weather patterns, and you get earthquakes. And look at the volcanoes we had this year. I mean, when was there eight or nine volcanoes at one time spewing ash and stuff into the atmosphere? And it's like, man, that's going to screw things up too. I mean, sometimes it's the volcanoes, and you can't do anything about them. So, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What can we do? We can't do anything to, prepare the best way we can, and prepare for the worst and hope for the best. You know, I think that I don't know about where you all are, but I know where I am, we don't seem to get a lot of tornadoes. That just the lay of the land, it kind of like it. Most time when I see tornadoes, it's in a flat area, and it's pretty hilly where I am. So, but hopefully the people that are in, I know Western Kentucky, it gets it flattens out, and I know they can get some nasty weather out there. And north of me, I think it's still hilly. Yeah, there's still hills, so and I don't think you have them quite as bad. I mean, an F1 tornado doesn't really cause that much damage, inconvenience. F2 still isn't that bad, but when you get into an F3, that's where you really start having some problems. I'm on a hilltop. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see where that could be a problem. I'm down in a holler, so chances of me getting a tornado is pretty slim. But if you're on a hilltop, I can see where that would be a major concern. Yeah. So, yeah, that because I mean, I don't know about around here, but up in New Jersey, we were always taught, okay, if a tornado shows up, you want to be in a depression. Okay, you want to be in a either down in the basement, or if you're caught outside, they said, get in a drainage ditch or something like that, a low lying ground. Of course, then you got to deal with rising water if it's storming. But this to avoid the tornadoes, you want to be in a low lying area. I remember that from when I was in school. Man, that was so many years ago. I don't know if they teach that around here or not, but I know that we were taught that. So, and I hardly ever saw a tornado. But of course, this year there was a major tornado, actually a few in the area where I lived. not far from it. As a matter of fact, my niece works in the town that had the tornadoes. Um, so yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what you can do except I said prepare for the worst and hope for the best. You know. So other than that, I don't know what to tell you. Tornado that we had, there was no warning. Oh wow, really? None at all. Well, I was taught that growing up in PA. Yeah. Uh-huh. And we didn't see that many tornadoes. I mean, it happened on occasion, but not that many. But we still were taught. Um, it's like I don't know if they have if they're equipped with a warning system around here for tornadoes or not. I hadn't heard. Um, I know in areas where they're prone to them, they have early tornado warning systems. But I guess what you have to do is just keep an eye on the weather. Do you have a weather radio like a NOAA radio that gets the NOAA weather station? We just got one, so we have that now. But my husband doesn't turn it on hardly at all, surprisingly. But yeah, that's the only thing I can suggest is a radio that and monitor the weather. You know, maybe they give a signal there. I don't know. Was it? It's one time we got alerts on our phones. Oh, but you know what? We still have New Jersey phone numbers. That might have been it. I don't know that we get alerts for around here. So I don't know if they have that on the phones or not. Anyway. I just if once I get everything nailed down and screwed in and buttoned up and you know hopefully we don't have any major windstorms or anything like that. That's one thing that I worry about is because I've got the gutter kind of jury rig going to the tanks. I'm afraid of a wind blowing that down. I got to keep tabs on that. Uh, if we get any kind of significant wind, because until I get the walls built around the tanks, I got nothing to hold that on there. It's just tied on with baling twine because that's what I had. I had to get that set up pretty quick because we had rain moving in. So I get alerts on my cell here in southern Missouri. Yeah. Okay. Whole town torn down. Wow. Big one in Kentucky. No one knew it was coming. No station broadcasted it. Wow. It just developed and I saw it at my front door. We prayed and it split, but still did a lot of damage. Wow. Wow. That's all you can do. Pray, wow. That's scary. That is very scary. And it was a big one, huh? Wow. Mm. Well, I've been on here for almost an hour, and I have to get hay together for the goats for tomorrow. So I'm gonna change out of nice clothes and put on some work clothes. Because I'm gonna come in covered in hay, you know that. I got to get the hay nets all together, and I got to put a bolt in at the boys' barn because I can't hang a net easily in their barn right now. So I got a hook I got to try and put in there, and hopefully that'll give them a hay net inside the barn because right now their hay's outside the barn. So, well, so that's it for today. Once I get all this technical stuff all figured out and down pat, then hopefully I can start getting the videos back up. It's just been one thing after another, when it comes to technical stuff. Sounds like you're getting things done. I'm trying to get things done. It seems like, I knock a couple of things off the list and I add 3 or 4 more to the bottom of the list. I said, I got the chicken coop, I got the fence, I got the goat barn, I got the water thing to deal with. And it's like, and one thing I got to do think the cell phone alerts are based on your location, not your number. When I first got to Missouri, I had a PA number and still got tornado warnings. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I mean, we don't get that many weather alerts here anyway, you know, doing it right the first time. Yeah, uh-huh. It'd be great, if I had done everything right the first time, but sometimes you just don't know, like doing the fence with the rebar was not a good thing because if anything ran into it, it was bent very easily. Okay. And the insulators didn't stay on it, and yeah, sure, they were easy to walk around the property with and hammer them in the ground and put the insulators on, but if it's easy, it probably isn't very good. So the plan is to put in board fence along the driveway down to the barn. I hate learning lessons the hard way. Yeah, exactly. Like I thought we were going to be able to use the well that was here. Well, that proved to be more of a problem because if it dries up around here, if we don't have rain for 2-3 months, then that well is next to useless. So, and unless I have it pumped into storage tanks as a backup when we do have the rain, and that's one thing I want to do is I want to take advantage of that resource and have a sump pump set up so it automatically comes on when the water level reaches a certain level. Okay. And then it will pump into storage tanks that I have above the well. That's what the hope is, to have them above the well. So and have the sump pump it into those tanks. So that would be a backup. I don't know. It's on the list, but it's not a top priority list. But we have the pond, we have the creek. The creek runs most of the time if we have rain. But if we have a dry spell, then that creek dries up, and you'll see pockets of water maybe down along it. But it has potential if we go a long time without rain of it completely drying up. It has the potential. So, but with all the rain, we get a lot of rain. We just got to store it up and save it for when it's not so rainy. So, like I said, I got the 4 IBC totes. I had hoped to get 2 more, but I haven't been able to get them yet. It may be a while. And with everything going crazy in the world, this nonsense, man, I read an article in the newspaper today. They're talking about the new variant coming out of South Africa. Well, it's not a big deal. Okay, I've listened to interviews from doctors over in South Africa, and they say it's very mild. It's like it's nothing. It's not even worse. It's no worse than a little cold, and not even that bad. Very minimal symptoms, and yet everybody's trying to get into a panic again over it. I couldn't believe that when I was reading this article that, why are you making such a big deal about it? Because it's not a big deal, and it's like they're just trying to scare people. That's what I think, So, I mean, that's what I do. I don't listen to talking heads on the news channels where if it bleeds, it leads. I don't. Because I've been through that. I even had someone who worked with a TV station tell me, someone that we knew up north, that, they told me that, they want, if it bleeds, it leads. And they will twist this story to make it seem worse than it is, just to get the ratings and to get the people watching the news so that they can make revenue with advertising. It's not a big deal, the new variant. I believe this could be our answer to our prayers. Yeah, well, but the thing is that you still have people doing the lockdowns over it, and it's ridiculous. It's a way to make money and make us more compliant. Yes. And what's really okay, I'm going to tell you. Up in Canada, okay, you all know my husband's Canadian. Well, his sister just had a stroke. Okay. Make us not. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah. Anyway, she had a stroke. You know what? She can't have any family members come in to visit her. She's a single woman. She's got no one there to advocate for her. Okay. And she's not allowed to have any visitors come in to see her. And that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. Everything's locked down. You can't do anything unless you're vaccinated. It's just it's horrible up there, you know. It's like, why are you still doing that? There's no reason to do that. And of course, forcing people to wear the masks and stuff like that, it's like there's no reason for it, unless it's just fear, so you'll be compliant, and you'll just be our little slaves. It is a genocide. I know. It's like I can't do anything about my family or his family. I mean, I can tell you right now that probably most of his family have been vaccinated, and I have my remaining siblings have been vaccinated. I'm not sure about my sister's kids, but I don't know how many of my extended family have been. I know that my cousin who I'm very close to, she has not been vaccinated. She's been a nurse for around 50 years, and she will not be vaccinated. She says she knows, and she will not be. And she's still working as a nurse, by the way, an RN, so, and she will not be vaccinated, and so far where she works, they're not forcing them. So that's good. Anyway, I didn't mean to get onto that subject. I really do have to go because I really do have to get hay together for the goats. Because it's not going to be much longer, and about an hour and a half, and we tend to feed and put everybody away. So I really have to go and get this stuff done. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Hopefully things will work out so I can have another live stream next week. We'll see. You know what I've said. My homestead comes first, YouTube second. Okay. So I cannot put aborted fetus into my veins. I hear you. Same here. Absolutely not. So anyway, I gotta go. I really do have to go. The goats need hay. So I will talk to you all later. Have a good one, people.